right, so I always do a little focus and meditation before my videos because that helps me to move, to the inside, to inner reality, because there's inner and outer reality, and esoteric, exoteric, and the inner reality is actually the reality that science does not acknowledge, which definitely constitutes the majority of what reality is, and which is mind, and I'm doing these books right now, going in by the Pythagorean Illuminati. I've talked about different things. This is I'm continuing in. Can you hack the mind of God? Because really in this whole experience, understanding God, like what God is made of, who God is what really it's all about. And then once you understand that, you see who God is, what God is made of, and it's from your thoughts, and that is the greatest truth. So I'm going to continue in Can You Hack the Mind of God? Who Are the Lucids? Because this book gets into God, it gets into consciousness, it's getting into secret groups that are like exploring how to like get past the firewalls that protect the mind of God and stuff, and that group is the Illuminati, and they definitely have access. So I'm gonna continue in this book. The next chapter is called Codex Sigma 7. The first chapter is called Secret Worlds, because it's talking about secrets and secret worlds, and you like learning secrets, but secrets kept from you make you frustrated. So it's like all about what is the secret, is what led me on this journey, what led me personally on this journey, and everybody's gonna find out what led them on their journey to life. Is there is more to me than meets the eye. Like, life is not what we even think it is. Actually, this is a simulation. I've seen things from outside of the simulation pop into the simulation, which I know other people have too. You know what I'm saying? And waking up to it being a simulation, like the Matrix and stuff, is definitely part of taking the red pill, because you really do realize that this is a simulation, that there's what you think you are experiencing is not actual reality. It's an illusion created, by a system that's made to make you think a certain way. And the whole hero's journey, and actually it's highlighted in the Matrix, with Neo being the one, and him escaping the Matrix, and earning freedom for humanity, and the salvation of humanity, and the freedom of humanity, because that's what this is all about, is the freedom, personal freedom, and the freedom of society and humanity, because it is like bringing up the word society, you know, the Illuminati are definitely a secret society, you know, but they are a benevolent secret society, and their principles that they are founded on, if implemented in this world, would immediately change it, you know, and we would have a Star Trek civilization. So this is the secret war that the Illuminati have been fighting with the elite for ages now. It's been the same thing throughout ages, and in this age we are still experiencing it. You know, there is a hierarchy that enslaves us and does not have our best interest in heart. You know, and that's what the world is waking up to now, with all of this whole Armageddon into the world. That's what's happening, is the world is waking up to being oppressed. So, and the enemy is the elite, you know, the rich, oligarchic plutocrats of the corporatocracy. Like, those are the enemies. Those are the ones that we need to have our sights set on, you know, in bringing down. And actually, a meritocracy, which is a form of government that the Illuminati explain in tremendous detail, is the way to do that, because it keeps them from passing their power down. And if a meritocracy was implemented in America, which it will be, then that is going to take away the power of the elite, because it's going to take away their money, because the main tenet of meritocracy is 100% inheritance tax, and that takes away what people earned in their life and gives it back to the government, you know, that's ran meritocratically, you know, by people that actually have demonstrated, like, the ability to be in the positions that they're in, you know. So, like, you wouldn't be seeing a Joe Biden or a Hunter Biden or like being in Congress or whatever he is. I don't even know. I don't even care. Like, you know, you wouldn't see the people that are in power right now in power in a meritocracy. So that's just what has to happen in order for there to be a change. And Donald Trump is, you know, the beginning of a meritocracy being instilled. You know, he is a tribune of the people. He's a plutocratic oligarch, you know, that does not know what it's like being a part of the people. But, you know, he does. He's like a Caesar, because Caesar was the same way, because he spoke for the people, and you know, that's what Trump. So, you know, and Caesar represented a republic, and then he was assassinated, and an empire was put in, which is the same thing they're trying to do right now. You know, that's why it's important for Trump to get in office. So, the Illuminati explain everything about what's going on, and the reason why is because they are coming from outside of all of this. They are on the outside looking in. You know, definitely way advanced beyond what we can even, like, comprehend, because they're writing these books that are thousands of years ahead of time. Like, literally thousands of years, because I even got confirmation from a source that I have in the ACIO, the Alien Contact Intelligence Organization, and, you know, asked Peter the Insider about the Illuminati, the Pythagorean Illuminati, because me finding the Pythagorean Illuminati was the most important thing in my life, and, you know, asked about the Pythagorean Illuminati and this agent of the ACIO, which is like the most advanced intelligence organization that there is, So they do have information on the Pythagorean Illuminati, and Peter the Insider said that they are thousands of years ahead of time, and actually, like, they are the Anut Coptis is actually what the Freemasonic year is, and that's actually 4,000 years ahead of what we are now. So it's like 6,024, and it's not actually 2024. Everybody thinks it is, and is commonly agreeing upon that. So that's what makes it so. But the ones that know the truth, like the Freemasons and the secret societies and stuff, no, it ain't 2024, because so that's going to be definitely, because we've been lied to, and why would they not lie about what time is? So it's important for people to take that and think about that. Like, is it really 2024 right now? Or is it like the Freemasons, they actually say it's 6,024, and that's actually where I know this knowledge is coming from, is from the future. So this chapter is called Codex Sigma 7. They step forward. They want answers. First, they must ask questions. Are they worthy of the answers? It is one thing to ask a question, another to understand it. Question: did God physically create? Answer: how could God physically create? He didn't use his hands, did he? He has no hands. He has no body. He is pure mind. God is not some physical sculptor physically making pre-existing clay or matter. Therefore, there are no physical processes and no physical substance. God did not physically create. There is no physical creation. All creation is mental. To say that God created the world out of nothing is to misspeak. What is meant is that God made the world out of nothing external to him. He made it out of the only thing available to him, his own thoughts, the light of reason, and the world exists strictly within his divine mind. There is nothing external to God's mind. Creation is an internal mental event, not God's mind, not an external physical event. Creation is not separate from God. Creation is in God's mind, created by his own mind, exactly as we create in our own minds when we dream. As above, so below. As outside, so inside. God has no body other than the one he dreams for himself to place in his dream. God's home in his dream is called the Empyrean. So this is just saying about what creation is, and everything is mental, but like that's what the illusion is you think it's physical, you think everything's physical, but it's actually mental. Like, you created with your thoughts, like the time-space continuum that constitutes people, places, times, and things and events that you can touch, feel, sense, and you created that with your thoughts. And that is definitely the ultimate revelation. But it's like, it's complicated because people be like, but it's like no, but the reason why people don't think that's possible is because science is the main paradigm accepted, which is materialistic, which says that matter is everything, and actually matter creates mind, but it's actually the opposite way around. And that's what the truth is. so that actually reveals that you're God, because you're creating your reality with your thoughts, which is like the most ultimate realization that there is. And most of the world does not know that. So, but most of the world, it's like if it's announced on the news, on the media, which is also called the Fourth Estate. Learned all these terms from the Illuminati. You know, it's until the media, it's like kind of like a thing, like until the media acknowledges it, the world's not gonna, the masses of people are not gonna acknowledge it. And there was like a joke that I saw today, like it had a little comedy, like a comic, and he said, had a guy said, "Oh, did you know that chemtrails are real?" And he's like, yeah, I've known that for a while. And then he's like, how could you have known that for, the next thing's like, how could you have known that for a while? They just said it on the news, and it's like, that's exactly the world we live in today, because there are people, most of the masses, the people controlled by the Fourth Estate, the propaganda machines, which are controlled by the elite, the corporatocracy, that only want certain things out there. Like, where was I going with that? Yeah, so they don't want you to know that, I mean, they're trying to impose a reality on people so they don't create their own reality. But that was part of me being in the mystery schools, when I awoke in and found out that I was in the mystery schools in past lives, and then I started my journey into the mysteries in this life, and which was my departing from the world of common day into the extraordinary world. I didn't know, like, it then, but now looking back, and from 2012 till now, till 2024, so that's 12 years. So 12 years I have, been in the mysteries in this life. So I'm going to go on. So creation is God's dream. Answer: naturally. Question: why do you say naturally? Answer: what do you do when you sleep? You dream. And in your dream, you create a world, the dream world. You create souls, characters, to populate that dream world of yours. And that's exactly what God did at creation. He dreamt a world into existence and populated it with souls, subjects, and objects, matter, including material bodies for souls to objectively control and subjectively experience. I gotta go through every paragraph in this because I understand it, because it's saying that you created the experience that along with every other soul, which is another monad that makes up the collective, created the universe, to experience the time-space experience, the time-space continuum experience that we are experiencing of matter, from an actual immaterial, dimensionless existence that exists outside of time and space, where all the souls and minds are, which is what the Illuminati explain, and that explains the dream world and the physical world, Alpha and Omega world, and explains the mysteries of, like, dreams. and how it's another reality, an actual reality. So you got, if it's not another actual reality, you gotta start asking, like because this is what the ancients were more connected with the dream world than we are today, but it's and then that's why they were more advanced than us. But and they're trying to they're definitely trying to cut people off from their dreams and divinity and stuff by just soul sucking people and bringing them into the physical world, as much as possible, which is done through materialism, and science is one of the culprits of that. So the Illuminati taken on to just continually smash science into the and say that their model of reality is not what is correct, which is an astounding discovery, because most intellectuals, science is their main what they go to, which is based on atheism and agnosticism. Like, they don't believe in God, which, the Abrahamic God is what they don't believe in, but God is a mathematical equation. Mathematics is ontological mathematics is the answer to existence, because it explains what everything is made of. Everything is made of mathematics. Like, that's what the answer to existence is. And so that actually not only makes God exist, like, it makes God inevitable. So that's what my search for God led me to, because I always believed in God. I always believed in a higher power and a higher source. And then that led me into finding the secret societies and studying the secret societies, and then learning about Rosicrucianism, Freemasonry, all the secret societies, Knights Templar, the Cathars, like all of the. I learned about them all, and then that all led me to the Illuminati. So, and then the words that I'm reading are from the Illuminati. You know all this because you are made in God's image. You did what God does, but on a smaller scale, and with all your errors and imperfections. While you are awake, you interact with God's objective dream. While you are asleep, you invent your own subjective dream world and dream souls. God doesn't sleep. He doesn't need sleep. He consciously created the universe while fully awake, and he consciously observed his dream creation at all times. God, unsleeping, interacts only with his objective dream, his creation. Humans interact with God's objective dream while they are awake. When they go to sleep, they get to practice being God themselves. They themselves can now act as God, creating material worlds and filling them with souls. But most humans do so unconsciously, with little control. God is permanently lucid in his dream, and humans, to be truly godlike, must become truly lucid. So there's a book that the Illuminati wrote called Lucid Waking. And, it's all about waking up in the dream and realizing that this is a dream that we created, but we're experiencing it objectively in physical reality. And, we do know all this because we are word made in God's image. And it just says that right there. We're creators. And about God not sleeping, like I go to sleep, but I am like I have OBEs every night. You know what I'm saying? Every single time I go to sleep, I am going into the dream world, and then I come back from the dream world. Like, and I feel like I came back from another world into another world now. Like it's getting like that for me. So, but that's what I'm saying is what I'm experiencing in the dream world is definitely affecting the physical world in my experience, and I'm starting to understand that mystery more. Question: is God in his dream? Answer: God dreamt the universe into existence and everyone in it, but he also dreamt himself into the dream. He is a character in this dream. He has a home in this dream, surrounded by an idyllic scene, a lavish and perfect garden. He calls this Eden, the most beautiful part of the Empyrean. Eden is hidden from the rest of the universe. It has what we might call a firewall, a stealth wall, an invisible shield. It broadcasts no signals. It just looks like empty space. It is protected by elite guards called cherubim. No one has ever broken through into the mind of God, the immediate dream of God, the part of the dream directly surrounding him. Many have even denied that it is possible to break through. The members of the secret society on earth that wants to hack God's dream and reach his innermost mind, and thus all of his secrets, believe otherwise. They believe that God's whole purpose is to generate more gods, and that he wants people to invade his mind and become just like him. They belong to the Church of the Serpent, since they believe that the serpent in the Garden of Eden was actually an aspect of God encouraging humanity to become divine. Which is what I believe is a Gnostic. Because, my search for God, path for God, studied Christianity, Buddhism, like all the religions, but found out that I was Gnostic. And then once I found out I was Gnostic, I learned about the other tale of, the snake in the garden, and how the one side tells about how Eve was tempted by the snake, and, they were punished because Eve ate of the apple and learned, about the knowledge of God, and they were expelled from the garden because God in the Bible is Yahweh and Jehovah, who's actually a tyrant and an enslaver, and threw them out of Eden. So that's what the beginning of that story is about, Adam and Eve, from the Gnostic perspective. And the serpent was actually Lucifer, the angel of light that came in the form of a serpent and enlightened Eve, and actually didn't lie to Eve, because God was like, if you eat of this, you're going to die. And then the serpent said that you will surely not die. And so the serpent was the one that didn't lie. So that's definitely something that you want to take into consideration, because God lied and the serpent didn't. So that's what it's talking about, being the church of the serpent, being a Gnostic. And so talks about Eden, and the most beautiful part in Empyrean is Eden, and that's where we're all going back to, because we got kicked out, right? So we're getting back to Eden and to Empyrean, which is home in God's dream. But there is like a firewall and a stealth wall that actually protects Eden. And the secret society that has hacked that firewall, that has gotten through, is the Illuminati. So yeah, they know they want everybody else to do the same. That's why being a Knight Templar, is all about guiding people to the Holy Land. When I found out about like how I was a Templar, and then the metaphor of guiding people to the Holy Land, like we actually did that back in the days of the Crusades and all that. But even on the modern day, it's the same thing for a Templar, for a soul. Like we want to guide people to heaven, back to Imperium. And so that's what I'm doing, with my work. And because the whole purpose is to generate more gods, more creators, because the elite have taught us that we are wretched creatures, which is what my mentor says. He's like, you have been taught that you are wretched creatures, which is true, because the system, just makes everybody feel like they're not divine. But that's what, once humanity wakes up back up to its divinity, we're going to the stars. So I'm definitely one of the leaders of a society of the future, because it's all about, like, being a Freemason is all about building society, for the better. And the society, it got Freemasonry got corrupted. It was actually created by the Pythagorean Illuminati, and to raise people up by merit. But privilege took over. People got in positions of power, and ruined the whole American dream. So the Illuminati have always been behind the scenes, starting revolutions and causing revolutions to empower the people to overthrow the government and change the government, out of the elite's control, so we can have a government that actually helps the people, and because a government is supposed to do that, and that would be the flip of what we experience. That would be a new world order, is the government actually looking out for each person instead of the rich privileged elites, that own everything. So that reality is a possibility, through meritocracy. So people need to know about meritocracy, they need to know about social national capitalism, and they need to know about illumination. I'm going to finish this chapter, and then this will be the end of this video. Genesis 3 says, "Now the serpent as come was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, 'Did God really say, Serpent, we may eat fruit from the trees in the garden? But God did say, you must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die.' 'You will not certainly die,' the serpent said to the woman, 'for God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be open, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil.' When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, She took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband, who was with her, and he ate it. Then the eyes of both of them were opened. Ta-da! that the way it tells it there is not as condemning as the way that the Bible tells it, because people are like, oh my God, that is a sin, original sin. That Eve did what God didn't tell her to do, so everybody's going to hell unless you believe in Jesus Christ, because the God of the New Testament is the God of the Old Testament, which is Yahweh and Jehovah and Allah. They're actually the same God. So you can just go back to the first story and start questioning there, because God lied. So, but that's what Satan does, and the God of the Bible is Satan, and the Jewish Quran, or the Torah and the Quran. So the God of the Bible is Satan. That is the truth. And there's more about that, and even Jesus Christ will get, because the Illuminati got into Jesus, whose name is actually Yeshua ben Joseph. But they actually have the truth of Yeshua ben Joseph, untainted. They wrote about it, and because that's what I found out was the untainted knowledge that the Illuminati were presenting. I was able to learn the truth about Jesus too. So the members of the secret society, believe that they are the wise ones with open eyes who take what God forbids in order to be equals of God, and they believe that this is His true intention. How can you be a God worthy of God unless you defy God? That's what's up. Those that kneel to God and worship God cannot be gods. Those who do not eat of the forbidden tree of knowledge will never gain the knowledge to become God. They have counted themselves out of the game by being so obedient. So even right there, the fruit of the tree of knowledge is the red pill or the blue pill. Like, you can either eat of the fruit, or you can not eat the fruit. You know what I'm saying? And stay in ignorance. Or you can be enlightened. You know what I'm saying? And eat of the fruit. And that's what the ones that have ate of the fruit are actually the enlightened ones. Question. Adam and Eve lived in Eden, didn't they? Was it the same Eden? Answer. There are two theories. One theory says that they were in God's perfect dream space and then were cast out when they fell. Another theory says that God recreated Eden on earth, and it was from that second Eden that Adam and Eve were expelled. According to this theory, Eden still exists on earth, but, like God's home, is behind an invisible wall. No one knows it's there, and protected by cherubim with fiery swords, should anyone get near. The trees of knowledge and life still exist in Eden, on earth. Some even claim that UFOs come from this hidden Eden. They are special dream craft. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit. Oh shit, they're talking about things that are coming from outside the simulation. Because I'm putting together the information that, I've been talking about the Illuminati with, about UFOs, and how they've been talking about that this is a simulation, and they're talking about the firewall, that separates, this world from actual paradise, Eden, God's home, which is Empyrean. And I have seen through the firewall, though, because like I've seen a ship. I actually got it on camera. Like, I was looking in the sky one time and I saw a scepter in the air. Like, it was a straight up scepter in the air. It looked like a scepter, and then it had a glass dome on the top of it. and I was like, whoa! I was like, I am seeing a scepter in the air with a glass dome on the top of it, just floating there, and it just sat there and floated there, and I actually got it on video. Um, the camera was having a hard time like picking up all the details, of course, but it just floated across the sky. So that was a glimpse into actual reality, though, because if there's scepters of floating cities in the air, which actually it was acknowledged by Peter in the Insider, he said that you'd be seeing floating cities in the air, and I saw a floating city in the air. So that was breaking through the firewall, which they're talking about the group that's breaking through the firewall. It's seeing reality through getting access to Eden, and I'm just explaining my own personal experience. So I could go on back more into UFO and what I've been talking about with the Illuminati, but I'm gonna, if you eat in the tree of knowledge, you're choosing the red pill, and that is definitely defying the status quo. So you are obviously saying that God dreamt the world into existence, and our existence is a dream, a divine dream. Answer: correct. Some people have imagined God as a kind of magician conjuring the world into existence by a spell. Some have imagined him as a sculptor fashioning pre-existing clay. Some have imagined him as a namer, i.e., he simply names things and they then magically appear. He converts words into objects. In fact, what is the quickest way to create a world? Using a technique that is familiar to each and every one of us. It is to dream it into existence. It is done effortlessly. Oh shit. Yeah, because once you're dreaming your reality into existence. Oh yeah. And then there, that's liberating. You know what I'm saying? Like that is a liberating feeling, especially when you've done the shadow work and all. The meditation, and I've done so much meditation, shadow work, like manifestation work, breathing, to realize that I'm creating what I'm experiencing. So, and what I'm experiencing is good. Like I'm experiencing enlightenment right now. It's our unconscious mind that makes a dream world and characters to populate it. But if we can become lucid in our dream, we can command our unconscious to create exactly the sort of dream we want. God is maximally lucid in his dreams, and his mind is maximally, infinitely powerful, which means that he can create a permanent, objective universe and a permanent souls in his dream. Dreams are things of the most extraordinary power. They are not taken seriously by science because it does not know how to observe, study, define, and understand them. Dreams are the exact location of science's total absence of knowledge. Man, the Illuminati stick it to science, though. And it's so great because then all the scientists are going to be butthurt as shit, going to be arguing and stuff, arguing about M theory, explaining existence, when the Illuminati have explained it and figured it out and included dreams and OBEs and NDEs and stuff in their explanation with their grand unified theory of everything, which is going to blow everyone out of the fucking water. So, like they're talking about, like it's about becoming lucid in the dream, and you can dream things, create things in your dream, and then you can become lucid in your dream, and then it's just as real as reality. It is, because I've experienced it, and it's even more real than reality, because you can do things that you can't do in actual physical existence, but you can, like, though what you experience in your dream does actually affect physical reality, and you can, precognitively see things. You can, experience past events, past lives, like, and it is, dreams are the exact location of science, is total absence of knowledge. So it's like the more you are dreaming, the better. And that like, I came into this life as a Pisces. Like, my sun and moon signs are double Pisces, so I'm super psychic, and like, my dream life is just as real than my real life, if not more real. Seriously, actually. And what I'm endeavoring and doing is actually affecting matter with thought, and documenting that, like, because that would prove, like, you're God, you're having an actual effect on reality. That would give you a purpose. If you were having an effect on reality, you would have a purpose. So then you decide what your purpose is in the reality that you're affecting. Because you're creating it, because you're God. Can humans have dreams that affect reality? Answer: absolutely. Some people are dream makers, dream adjusters. The famous King Solomon conjured dream demons to build his marvelous temple. He used a magic ring engraved with the pentagram, given to him by Michael the Archangel, to control the demon Asmodeus and his army of demons, and turn them into exemplary temple builders, capable of perfection. So this is going into how dreams can affect reality. And, these people are dream makers, dream adjusters. King Solomon, who was a grand master of the Illuminati, used dream demons to build his marvelous temple, and had an engraved King Solomon emblem on a ring to represent, as above, so below, having control of the spiritual realm and the material realm, like being the master of two worlds. Which is, so that's what the symbolism is in that, as well as also that is the symbolism of the Illuminati's six-dimensional cosmological universe. Can we overcome the laws of physics? Answer: the laws of physics are the default rules for God's objective dream. But anyone who understands the laws of dreams well enough can override the laws of physics. They can hack the system. They can perform magic and miracles. Oh shit. Thank you, Illuminati. Because the laws of physics are the default rules of God's objective dream. So everybody, the laws of physics and what you can observe and, are the objective rules of the dream. But, like, once you start lucidly dreaming and then, like, flying in dreams and doing all this stuff in dreams, you can then affect physical reality. The Illuminati are confirming that. And I'm actually getting a ringing in my ear right now because I'm having, I get this when I'm getting connected to higher levels. And it says you can hack the system and you can perform magic and miracles. So you can, connect to your unconscious mind, which the Illuminati call it the second mind, because there's the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. And then you even realize the difference when you're actually going to sleep, because when you're awake, you're seeing everything, you're reacting to everything, but when you close your eyes, you'll start to realize your mind start to think about different things. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're going into the unconscious. So that's your second mind, and then you can start consciously affecting your unconscious when you drift into that, and then you start putting suggestions into your second mind, into your unconscious, and then it actually changes your conscious reality, and that's the power of the unconscious. So that's how we're able to overcome the laws of physics, and most people don't overcome the laws of physics, so they always apply to them. But those people that have overcome them know that the laws of physics do not apply. So magicians do know how to change the laws. Spells are their hacks for changing the dream reality. A basic dream hack is to cast a spell to make it rain. And this is, of course, an extremely impressive spell in habitually sunny countries where it rarely rains. Can you admit me to... so I'm going to stop. So they're talking about magicians and spells and how you can hack reality with spells and thought. And that's like the secret. Right there. You know, it's your intention and what you're doing with your magic and stuff. Some people use black magic. I definitely do not do that. Like, everything that I do is definitely for the greater good. Question: can you admit me to your secret society? Answer: only if you are worthy. Are you? Where's your proof of your worthiness? What tests and ordeals have you undergone and survived? Have you endured the Chapel Perilous? Have you searched the wasteland? Have you discovered the Grail questions? Any may apply. Whether they will be accepted is a very different matter. So right here, this, it's like, it's after, getting into this stuff, it's going like, can you admit me into the Illuminati, into the secret society? Because that's what it's all about. You want to be in the Illuminati. You definitely want to be in the Illuminati because you will be enlightened. And that is definitely freedom. Enlightenment is freedom. So that's the home we're all trying to reach. And this is saying, can you admit me to your secret society? Saying only if you're worthy. What's your proof of your worthiness? It's like, what have you done to be admitted to the enlightened ones? What tests and ordeals have you undergone and survived? Have you endured the Chapel Perilous? The Chapel Perilous is all about Sir Lancelot's seduction. Like he was in the Chapel Perilous, and there was a seduction that he had to go through, but he passed it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get seduced, so he was able to, get past that part of the journey, to get to the Grail. And have you searched the wastelands? Meaning, like the Matrix. Have you conquered the Matrix? Have you gotten through the Matrix? Have you learned what you've needed to learn, like in the Matrix, to get out of it, like escape out of the wasteland, which is the Matrix? It is a mind state, which is actually called social consciousness, which you can actually get out of social consciousness into divine consciousness, which is what the whole journey is all about of life. Through reincarnation too, because if you don't get connected with divine consciousness in this life, you'll have another one to experience. Have you discovered the Grail questions? the Grail questions actually, are like, what ails thee? Like, what ails thee is the Grail question, because, the whole story of the Grail is about, Parsifal, and he gets into you know the the castle of Klingzor, and Klingzor is the basically the enemy, but that it's all about getting to the Fisher King, which is wounded, and basically Parsifal gets past Klingzor and gets to the Fisher King, and is able to ask him, what ails thee, what, and that's what I've learned. What we're here to do is, like, we came here to understand what ails the world, like, what's the problem with the world, what's the suffering all about, and that's because we've been disconnected from our divinity. So it's time to get connected back again. All right, so that was, each one of these videos is so good, because I like it does a lot for me to talk about all of this, and then I know it's gonna do a lot for other people to hear this information, because it is the truth, and the truth is definitely priceless, and that's why I've committed my life to doing these videos, writing my books, speaking about the Illuminati, the secret societies, all the mysteries, bringing it to the attention of the world, because the secret of oppression is tyranny, but the secret of freedom is knowledge. So I'm doing what I can to spread the knowledge of the truth, because the knowledge, actually, with Freemasonry, like, you learn, like, the craft is actually knowledge, like, and then you actually grow in Freemasonry by degrees, and each degree you learn something that, like, the Freemasonry started off about, like, they learned the secrets of the universe through building, like, through like the stonemasons and stuff, and then they contained it in their teachings, and those were operative masons. But then there was speculative masons that were actually not masons, but then they were other people, like brilliant intellectuals, mathematicians, other people that wanted to learn Freemasonry, which is actually a system of morality, a system of morality and allegories veiled in symbols that makes good people better. That's actually what Freemasonry is, but it's been tainted, and a lot of people, because it's been tainted, they won't even try to, they're like, oh my god, Freemasonry, because they know about all the dark side of Freemasonry. But if you know about the light side, you will understand that Freemasonry is all about building with the great architect of the universe, which is your mind, which is God, which is creating the universe. So it's like that's the royal secret. So that's the 33rd degree. And my whole book was all about finding the Illuminati, and I wrote it with 33 degrees for a reason, because my whole life has been about attaining the 33rd degree and the wisdom and truth of the 33rd degree, and I have. So I'll end it there, and till next time.